This submission from a student to a prompt, "Is it better to work alone or in a group when solving a problem and why?" gives a fantastic 4 or 5 sentence answer that shows me this student would earn an 18 to 20 on the TOEFL writing, even though there's a lot of potential. This is something I see all the time and very likely something you're running into. I'm inclined to believe that only by working in a group can one be more productive. If we see that, that's a fantastic sentence. I would look at that individually and say that it would contribute potentially to maybe a 22 or a 24 on the writing. The reason is that I am inclined to believe is slightly unnatural and a little bit wordy. Simply stating "I believe" is more efficient, more direct, and allows more space for word count to be specific to your response and answer, your development. Only by working in a group can one be. That's pretty strong. I think that's a very good way. That's not easy to write. However, it starts to break away from actually answering the question. So it's doing two things that are pulling our score down. Number one, we can likely state our idea more directly. I imagine that instead of writing and expressing ourselves, we're going through a little bit more of "let me use this expression," which is okay, like we're trying to get better. But clarity and directness gets a higher rating when you're expressing yourself authentically. So, how would this change? I believe that people solve problems. We didn't have that in the first sentence at all. Best when they work in a group rather than individually. We didn't have that at all. So, this sentence tends to show me I've got a good sentence, I've got good grammar, I've memorized a couple of phrases, but my mind might be more focused on getting those phrases that I've memorized out than obsessing about the question and answering it according to my beliefs and opinion, which naturally create better grammar and better explanation. Is it better to work alone or in a group when solving a problem? That means that we have to actually tell that story. So the rest of the sentences actually I'm not going to review because those sentences are connected with the first sentence that's already away from our dream score. So this is a prompt that I've given on a YouTube short. So make sure to subscribe if you're not already so you can get all of that, where I promised I would review everyone's feedback. And every one of you who see this prompt, you try to answer in approximately 2 to 4 sentences. I would say more toward the 4 sentence side, and I'll do the same. I will give you a score. I'll look at your sentences one by one and give you feedback in a way that moves you up. And in a situation like this where I feel like, ooh, the first sentence kind of throws us off, so the remaining sentences, if we evaluate them, are not going to contribute to our understanding because they're already not connected to the actual answer. That's the only time where I won't review sentences because I want to help you make sure that you get better. In this situation, what we want to do is we want to know our level so we know where we are and how to get better. How to get better comes with some specific feedback that hits exactly what we need to do to improve. And then the next thing would actually be to get an example answer, independent of what we created. Because as I said before, if we try to take what we've written and improve it, because the base is not so solid, it's actually not helpful. So it's really better to practice a question, understand what you did and how you can do better, then let it go, study a model answer, let it sink in, everything makes sense, and then try again from scratch. Because if you're holding on to or even trying to explain how you did before, you're naturally pulling your writing down because you're going to try to integrate those things that weren't ideal. So, everybody, give it a try. Now, it is going to take me time to respond to everybody. So, one thing is, we have AI custom tutors that I've spent over a year designing that will do this exact thing for TOEFL writing question 1 and 2. And this course is called TOEFL Max. I invite you to check it out by clicking on the link in the description or the comments. This is a game-changing course where not only do you have custom AI tutors, but over 150 hours of recorded classes that have helped students succeed. One thing that's really powerful is when you train by yourself, you train with AI, there can be a question, am I doing things right? If you're ever not improving or confused within the course, there's a link that you can click on so that you can schedule with me personally so that I can help you overcome any issues you have for the writing, the reading, the listening, or the speaking in the current and future TOEFL. So apply this feedback, try this question. I'll give everybody feedback. It'll take some time. You want feedback right away? Check out TOEFL Max. You have the link in the description in the comments. Until next time, keep studying hard and know your success is coming.